at Centennial Senior Public School. Welcome to our Scitech Information Night. It's great to see so many families out, and it's a pretty exciting program and exciting time of year as we start to come through this process of engaging in the application process and what have you. So a little bit about our regional programs and specifically us, our Scitech program. So as it says up here, so all regional programs are based on the Ontario curriculum. There's different types of programs. We do the Scitech, but there's also IB, there's arts, and then there's the AIM, which is an athletics-based program, Actively in Motion. So all of them are based on the curriculum, but they attack them in different ways. So if I think about Scitech, and you'll hear a lot from some students, which I think will help a little more. I think of Scitech as an opportunity for students to learn all through the curriculum, based on a lens of STEAM, so science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, okay? And in doing Scitech, a lot of what happens in the program is cross-curricular work, and so it's not always done in isolation, where you might say, oh, it's math class, oh, it's language class, oh, stop, it's science. What we see in our Scitech program is a meshing of all of these curricular activities that we're involved in, bringing them all together, and trying to think about real-world problems and solve them from a perspective where we are making a difference and how we can help, induce change as students, as members of the community. Regional learning programs empower students by providing an opportunity to study the curriculum while developing and exploring skills in knowledge in a particular area. So to expand a little on that, part of our Scitech program involves what's called Scitech Core. Scitech Core, once a week, is an opportunity for students to collaborate with students who may or may not be in their class with a focus on something that might be of interest to them. So it could be in robotics, it could be in agriculturally based items, it could be a social justice piece. So there's a variety of different ways where the students can work on different types of things throughout the curriculum, but also have an opportunity to learn and grow with other students that aren't in their class every day. Okay, any regional choice program is bound locationally by boundaries. Now we have a huge boundary for our Scitech program. We basically run from Winston Churchill all the way to the 427, and from around the 401 all the way up to program, and we bring in 84 students per cohort, okay? So it's about a 10% of people who are applying actually make it into the program. Okay, this one's really hard to see. All of this information is on the website. Some key things that when it comes to application dates you need to know. January 16th, the portal opens up so that you can apply into the programs, okay? And it's very straightforward. All you need is basically a student number, and you start from there and just do the application process. And then during the application process, what happens is we will be doing, and it might be coming up later, but we do an online task. Everybody does it at the same time on a scheduled date, which we're still determining at this point. And then beyond that it's all about where, first round offers. So on April 3rd, that's when people will start receiving emails, whether they've received an offer or whether they've been put onto a wait list, okay? And you'll see up here. So if you go on to the PO, you're all here, so I have a feeling you all know how to get here, but on the PO website under the Regional Choice Learning Programs, you go into the elementary, you really have to scroll down, click through, and that's where you do the application directly. Okay, and it has it here. So you enter a student number. So I'm assuming most families would be Peel school families. However, there's other school boards in our area as well as people who might be out of region. If you are in the Peel District School Board, it's really easy because all the information, report card information and all that kind of stuff is all part of the profile based on the student number. And then non-PDSB applicants, you'll have to upload copies of a grade 4 final report card, grade 5 progress report. Okay. And yeah, for any of the regional choice programs, there's a $40 application fee. When it comes to the application fee, if you're an appeal school, so if you're one of the the schools in our area that feeds to us, if there's any financial difficulty, what have you, just talk to your principal. They reach out to us so that we can talk about waiving fees. If you are outside of appeal and you're looking, if there is a reason for that, you would just connect directly with me as a principal of the school. Okay? So some good notes up here to keep in mind. So just because a student is in Scitech in grades 6, 7, and 8, there's no guarantee that you get into a Scitech program for grade 9 and beyond, okay? And that would go with any program, whether it's the IB or IBT. It's pretty consistent. So yeah, you'll have to apply for the secondary if your child wants to continue and happens to like that, just the same way that you've done for this. Okay. All right, so there's a random selection process. So what happens is report card marks are reviewed along with the participation component. So basically we pull information from the report cards, which are based on certain grades, and then we do this online assessment, which is all graded, and then we put those things together to create a threshold. And then students who meet the applicable scores, they fall within the random selection process. The students who are identifying as African, Black, Afro-Caribbean, Indigenous to Turtle Island, if you self-identify and meet the threshold, there is automatic entry into the program from there. Okay. So each program has a number of spots specifically. We have 84. So what happens is there will be the random selection process comes in, everybody gets their offers, you make some of those decisions, maybe you apply for another program as well, make the decision, is it Scitech, is it that? At that point, if we have openings that haven't been accepted, that's when it goes to that wait list. So there's 2 sections of wait list. So the first round, it goes out, if people on the wait list have been offered and not accepted, then it goes to that second tier of the wait list. And that ends in June. And then once we hit September, if we do have students who have not shown up for the program, then I go back to the wait list and I start at the number of the next person on the wait list and go from there, okay? Okay, so one thing to note, because you can get excited and press yes, I accept. Make sure you really think about it, make the choice that you all, as a family and for your child, because once you click that button, I accept, all of your offers are gone, okay? So if you've put in a couple of applications, that does have an impact on whether or not you get those other offers. All right. So the program itself has an actual fee, which students pay into it. This year it was $200. It generally has been around that. And what that does is go towards specific things that are purchased for Scitech programming. So some examples would be a lot of like physical items that they use to do projects. It could go towards technology, like we use MacBooks and stuff like that. So those are a little more expensive and we put it towards that. It could be entry fees for some of our contests that our students apply to and what have you. Okay. So this started this year, but it'll continue. Busing is included. In the past, it was actually not included for regional choice programs. Last year, the board decided to have students who are getting the school buses all the way from Malton in. So it doesn't matter where you live, as long as you're in our Scitech area, you would be eligible for busing. That said, it's not UT here somewhere. He can attest, busing, sometimes tricky in the first week or two. Because sometimes there's issues. This year we had some issues because it was brand new, we had a new system. But over time it always works out. And I imagine next year will be a lot smoother and we'll be a lot more prepared at the board level to be able to make sure everybody's busing really starts what it's supposed to. All right, so I've got a questions thing here. What I'm gonna say is, what I've told you is just the little nuts and bolts stuff. The really important stuff that we want you guys to hear about is the experiences that some of our students have had. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite some grade 8 students to come up and share their experience, and then we'll go from there. And just as a heads up before they start up, we will have an opportunity after they finish where not only will staff be around to answer some questions you may have, but you can actually speak with students and ask them some questions as well, okay?
For our 2025 Scitech Info Night, I'm Kirti.
I'm Skylar. And I'm Aditya.
And we will be your hosts for today. Today, we will be sharing our experiences in Scitech and what we have to offer here at Centennial.
Before I got to Centennial, I was so anxious. I was apprehensive about who I would meet, what people would think about me, if I'd ever find my place. It was like a storm of doubt just swirling in my mind. I just moved to Brampton and I feared I'd never find a real connection, like a ship lost at sea. When I first thought of Scitech, I thought it would be so boring, just a bunch of students focused on their schoolwork. I imagined it as a quiet, sterile lab with no room for fun, but I was so wrong. Not only did I meet people who were smart, but I met people who had great style, loved them all, and shared similar interests to me. Soon, the fog of uncertainty lifted, and I went from feeling alone to waving at friends in the hallway like I'd known them forever. So, Scitech isn't just a program, it's a community where you build real friendships and find your place.
When I first moved here from Springbrook, I was excited, but also a bit nervous about whether I'd have many chances to explore my interests and showcase my skills. Then I learned about the amazing opportunities in grade 6 at Scitech, like the news channel, the yearbook team, and so many other clubs, and I couldn't wait to get involved. Fast forward 2 years, now I'm one of the heads of our student-run news channel. But it's not just about clubs. We also have SD Core, which is a unique period every week, where we get to showcase our skills and dive into something we're passionate about. Whether it's fixing computers and tech stewardship, learning robotics and first LEGO League in VAX, or even just learning something new.